So, sorry for the... Oh, he's here. Should I record still? I don't have to. Anyway. Oh, yes, Anne. Oh, I've forgotten what she looks like. Anne, hope you're okay. I saw you yesterday. I feel like you're avoiding me. That's all right. I still love you. All right. We've got... This is question 2 from 2G1 or whatever, 3G1. All right. We look and we go, our center is what? Okay, so we can say our center is -4, -1. Would we agree? So we're quite happy that we can now go, yeah, no worries. This is x plus 4 squared plus, bless you, y plus 1 squared. But we don't have the radius, do we? So, yes, people are going, oh, well, we can work out the radius because we've got this point, -4, -1, and we've got the radius. So when you said we could work out the radius, what did you mean? How could we work out the radius? Correct. So people are going, you could, slope won't help us with that one. You could work out the distance between 2 points and you get the radius, agreed? Watch this though, because if you did that and you're about to tune out, please stay tuned. So if we did the distance between 2 points, remember that is square root -4, take 7, yeah? So don't write this down yet. So take 7 becomes +7 squared plus, and then -1, take 3, so -1 plus 3 squared. So we will get 3 squared plus 2 squared. Do we agree? Now, I'm not finishing that because, watch this. Keep that there, but watch. So would you agree? Yes? Instead of drawing the picture, I could write it's passing through the point -7, -3, yeah? Remember, the value of a coordinate. This is saying when x is -7, y will be -3. So look at my equation here. Sub. So if I replace this here, I get -7 plus 4 squared plus -3 plus 1 squared equals, and that will actually give you your radius squared. What is -7 plus 4? -3 squared. Isn't that the same as 3 squared up there? And -3 plus 1. Isn't that the same as the 2 squared up there? Like, it doesn't matter if it was minus if I went the other way. So you get, does that make sense? So you don't even have to bother, because this, I was going to say, you don't have to bother with the distance formula. This is the distance formula when you sub it in. The equation of a circle is technically your distance formula. People doing vectors, you'll appreciate, right? It's the same length all the way around from that point. Anyway, so we can now work out our radius. Huzzah! So that would be, what would that be? So we know that that's 3 squared plus 2 squared equals the radius squared. I need to pop another, oops. Where's my keyboard? Keyboard! It's around the room. So that's a handy little technique, and it works for straight lines, but it also, as you can see, works for circles when you just want to sub a point in. Yes? Okay. Make sure you've also got a graphics calculator out, please. So 9, 13, oops, radius squared is 13. So therefore, x plus 4 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 13. Correct? If you did your distance formula, you would have got root 13, but of course, when you pop it in there, you have to square it. So are you wrong if you use the distance formula? No. But just be aware, sub. Happy? Okay. Who can help us out with question 3, those who did it? So I'll just pause a moment. The other question that they've had Consider the points AB. Find the equation of the circle with radius AB, diameter AB. So we've got circle. It's not bad. Right, radius AB. Oh, have I cut? That's going to say. Because how do I know which one's the center? Oh, A is the center. I've cut it. Probably. Because I was going, you can't, are you just, maybe they're just assuming that A is the center. Okay, so, yep, that makes sense now. So isn't this just like the question that we did before? You've got A is minus 2, 1. You've got, I haven't drawn this very nicely. Oh, I better draw that nicely. By the way, why have I just said I haven't drawn that nicely? 4 might be up than 1, so I should have gone down. So there's your B, 4 minus 1. So again, you can write the first bit of your equation, the center, x plus 2 squared, etc. Your choice. Do you want to work out the distance or do you just want to sub it in? Yeah, I'm a sub. Okay. Find the equation of the circle with diameter AB, okay? Ooh, yeah, baby. Oh, I always ruin it with the line through. It doesn't quite go through the center. Okay, so what are you going to need to do there? You've already found probably got the radius here. Is it the same thing? Yes, times 2. But what 2 things do we need to find the equation of a circle? What point? The center. So how am I meant to find the center? Correct. So you're going to have to first, or second, I don't really mind. You're going to have to get your midpoint first to get your center, and away you go, right? You could, as Alex said, right, you've already worked out AB here. So you could, would we times it by 2 or we'd probably have to halve it? Yep. Or you might go, I don't want to do that again. I'll use my midpoint, and then you could sub one of those points. Does that make sense? Birds, make sense? Yeah, but I know, but did you get how did you do the distance or did you substitute? Oh, you champion. All right. Question that we could put in unseen. You might not have done a question exactly like this, but you've still got now the skills already to be able to do it. So first thing we look at and we go, ooh, that looks like an equation of a circle. You haven't seen this related to a circle at the moment, but let's use our common sense. What do you think that means? Hamish? Sorry, you just went like that. I thought you wanted, yeah?
Not only the circle
inside, right? Less than or equal to. So what we've got happening is we've got a circle. Do we know the center of that circle? Yep. So what is the center? 3, 2, and I reckon the grid reference of the mobile tower. So the tower is in the middle, sending out the radioactive waves, okay? So we've got 3, 2. So I can pop that in here. And how far, find the radius of the region of reception of this tower. So how far is it emitting its rays? Is it less than 40? I disagree. We're getting there, but yeah, but remember that this is the radius squared. So what would your radius be? So your radius is going to be root 40, not 40, which is 2 root 10. Yeah, and then as Brody said, I think Brody, we've got each grid unit. So this would be units, but we're saying every unit represents 5k. So just times it by 5. Yeah? That makes sense so far? And we're looking at all the stuff inside. If there are no other mobile phone towers anywhere, what are we saying? Will Dave be able to use his phone to ring assistance? So where is Dave? Hello, Dave. He's at 9.5. Now, I don't want to draw this to scale. That's annoying. Agreed? So 9.5, if 9.5 is in here, Dave would get reception. Agreed? If 9.5 is there, would he get reception? Because it is less than or equal to. If it was just less than, would he get reception? Good, no. So, if Dave is out here, obviously he doesn't get reception. How can we work out if he gets reception or not without having to draw it to scale? You could find the distance between, right, the point Dave and the center, or sub. Now, when you sub, if it is greater than 40, what are you telling Dave? Oh, Dave, no ringing for you. You start walking a bit closer to the tower. Right? So shall we sub? Let's do it. Let's make a prediction. Who thinks Dave is going to get reception? Oh, poor Dave. Let's go. So taking I'll write the equation again. Okay, so Dave, 9.5, we're going to go 9 minus 3. Oh dear. So that's greater than 40. No reception for Dave. So we're just asking you to have a go at this one. And we've said, if you're stuck, try and sketch it. So 3, very dodgy diagram, sorry about that. But 3 minus 2, yeah? And it has to touch the x-axis, right? So where is your x-axis? Here it is, so it has to touch here. Why is that helpful? If it's touching right there, shouldn't you be able to tell me what the radius is? What is it? 2. If it was touching the y-axis, then the radius would be 3. But see how it's touching? The x-axis, the radius is going to be 2. But again, yes, I'm mildly interested in your answer, but it's more about what do you do when you can't do a question? Draw a sketch. See what happens. And you can see the answer down here. So what do you think would happen if you're doing C or B, whatever? If it touches the y-axis, minus 2, minus 3, but this time it is touching the y-axis. Once, oh, that's not very good. Oh no, failed drawing circles 101. Yes? I mean, you've got nice grids. You should be able to draw a better diagram than me. Bless you. But do we get the deal of? I don't think we have to say, okay, what about this one? Passing through the point, because we've just talked about that. What would you do? Sub! Right, x take 5 all squared, y take 3 all squared equals r squared, and then you just sub it. Nice? What about I? Anyone know what concentric means? Archery board. Concentric? Yeah, so my clue to you was archery board. So I'll see if I can draw it. Not drawing it that well. But same center. So you're going to have the same bit there, but it's now got a radius of 3, so it'll be 3 squared. Yeah? So don't always think that the question is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy hard. Okay, so I will be quiet in about 5 minutes because we'll just remind you, we did look at this very briefly at the end of last lesson, because you can then go along and do question 3G2. So you'll have time to finish this off. Oh, I didn't want that. 3G2. A reminder, if we now have x squared, give us a number. Oh, you'll regret that, so I won't ask you. You tell me in a minute why you would have regretted that. Okay, so what we're trying to do is pop it into, sorry for people who might be colourblind out there. Are we? So practice completing the square. So what do you have to do? We're looking at our, so what has to go on the bracket, Tom? If you want to expand this to get x squared plus 4x. X plus 2 all squared. But again, when you expand it, you get the x squared, you get the 4x. So we have to add 4 to the other side as well. Happy? Alex, you right? Right, when we then do the y's, what will go in? Tom again, but Tom number 2. What's going to go into my bracket here so that when I expand it, I get y squared take 10y. You champion. You expand it, you get the y squared, you get the 10y. What else will you get? 25, so you add 25 to that. Am I done? No, because you can't forget your 1. So we've now got x plus 2 squared, y take 5 squared, 25, 26, 30. So therefore, we've got centre minus 2, 5, and radius root 30 units, which cannot be simplified. Happy? It's really annoying if people are talking, apart from being rude. And then we were talking. Again, they're going to try and hide some of this stuff. So 3G2, working your way through. If you've got questions with 3.1 still, I'll come and assist. All good? Not forever. We've got a couple more things to do. What did you guys say that we would have to do here? Sub. So you can see y equals, when it's y equals or x equals, it just flows into the substitute bit. So wherever y appears in your second equation, you are going to sub. So we end up with 2x plus Instead of 5 times y, what is our y? 2x minus 8. Love it? We can now expand. And we can solve. So we get 8x. No, we don't. We get 12x equals 60. Get rid of the times 12. Divide, so we get 5. We all remember this. Right? Sub it back in. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 take 8. We get y is 2. We must not forget to solve. So people who are madly copying down, is that because you go, I just want to get stuff down, or we are a little bit rusty, don't remember? It's okay if you're rusty. So if we're rusty, the beginning background chapter, number 1, there's practice there, there's more examples. I'll even put a video up if you want, and you can get some practice, okay? I'm just aware of the time. When we've got ones like this, obviously, it's going to be disgusting to substitute because you'd have to rearrange to get x by itself or y by itself, and then fractions come in. So we've got a different method. What was that method called? Right, process of elimination. So if you're copying now, you might want to just stop copying and listen for a minute. What was the tip? How do we do the elimination? You've got to have a game plan. Yep. Eliminate. So we're either eliminating the x or the y's, and to do that, they have to have the same coefficient. Yeah? No, it doesn't have to be different sign. Right? So same coefficient. So if I wanted to get rid of the y's, what's the number that 7 and 11 both go into? 77, which would mean I'd have to times that by 11 and that by 7, big numbers. Whereas if I picked x, what's the number that 3 and 5 both go into? 15. So we are going to do that. We will times that by 5. We will times that by 3. And the big error that I normally make is I forget to times every single thing. I forget to times like that 5. Anyway, that's me. And then we've got 15x plus 33 equals 30. So Dylan, you said you have to make one positive, one negative. I never do that. I know the book sometimes tells you to. I just get this and I go, right, to eliminate the 15x, do I add or do I subtract? And obviously I have to subtract. So 15x, take 15x, no x. 35y, take 33y is 2y. Ooh, nasty one. 25 take 30 is minus 5. So we get minus 5 over 2. Why do they move so soon? I still got 2 minutes. On our calculator, right? You're going to go 2 methods. The best one I like is if we go into, when it's like this, if we go into equation. And we're going to go simultaneous, so F1. And I think it's pretty clear what you do after that, because we go 2 unknowns. Seriously, why do they move so fast? So we have to come on time, by the way. Not you. Yep, so sorry. Should have had it open. I would have, but people were copying it down. Oh, okay, now I'm done. Oh. Anyway, I think we have sort of done this already, but we'll do it again. Oh, so equation, have you got it? You found simultaneous, F1. That doesn't look good. My calculator is broken.